everybody, and thanks for stopping by. I'm doing this video because I want to talk about Ready Player One, which has recently become a huge obsession of mine. I mean, this is one of the things that it goes hand in hand with being an obsessive film geek, is that when something is coming up that you're really looking forward to, you become obsessed and you start collecting all the things that you can, and you just talk about it with everybody, and you go onto YouTube to try and find other people who are discussing the thing, and then you find out that not many people are discussing it, and then you think, well, I got a YouTube channel, so I might make my own video. So I first heard about Ready Player One when the initial trailer came out, which in my opinion wasn't very good. This trailer was designed specifically for the Comic-Con audience, and it didn't really give anything in terms of what the story was actually about. It just had this kid who goes into this virtual reality world, there's some big race, but the thing that got me was the amount of pop cultural references and things like that were in there. There was the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Freddy Krueger made an appearance, there were all these little things that intrigued me, but it didn't really sell me on it. Then I started reading all over the place, all these people who were saying that the book is the most amazing book that they've ever read, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what is this book? So I did a bit of investigating, and it sounded really good. So the story was actually about this kid who, yeah, goes into this virtual reality world. Well, basically everybody does, because the world is a crap place to live after this global energy crisis and wars breaking out and all sorts of bad things. Everyone escapes to this place called the Oasis. And the guy who created the Oasis, who was a multi-billionaire, he's passed away, and he's left his fortune to anyone who can find an Easter egg that he's hidden somewhere within the online realm. First of all, they have to find a copper key, a jade key, and a crystal key, solve these 3 challenges in order to get it. But what culminates towards the end is this massive, huge-scale battle sequence, which we've seen in the trailers. And above all, I just loved the world that it was set in. I loved the characters. There were so many things that I really dug with this book, but most of all, it was the pop cultural references. Because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to look at me and think to themselves something like, excuse me, but sorry to interrupt, but the book's been out since 2011, okay? You've only just recently read it. I don't think you can call yourself a fan, okay? Yeah, like that guy. But here's the thing you gotta understand. Even though I have only just recently discovered the book for myself, the author was born less than a year before me, and you know, he wrote this book from the perspective of someone who grew up in the 80s with all these video games, movies, music, all these things, and that was me. I mean, I'm not kidding. Every video game that was mentioned in the book, I grew up with. All the movies, the music, they were all favorites of mine, and I really connected so much with this book, to the point where I even bought the audiobook, which is narrated brilliantly by Will Wheaton, and as soon as I finished listening to it in my car, I just couldn't imagine being without these characters anymore, and so I actually immediately started listening to it again. So the second trailer came out for the movie, and it was much better. It showed you a lot more of what the story was about, and it looked great, but here's the thing, it looks significantly different to what I've read in the book. And the main reason I'm doing this video right now is because when it comes time to review the movie, I want to do just that. I want to review the movie. I don't want to keep comparing it to the book and, you know, being that guy that's like, you know, oh, well, they didn't do that in the book. Oh, I didn't like that bit because it wasn't how it was in the book. You know, I don't want to be that guy. So when it comes time to review the movie, I pretty much just want to review that without even mentioning the book. Hence, this video. So as much as I did love the book, you know, there were things that I think could improve. For one thing, the villain of the story, Sorrento, who in the movie is played by Ben Mendelsohn, I thought he was a bit of a one-note, bland character. I mean, yeah, he served his purpose well, and I got the whole thing about how he wanted to, you know, monetize the Oasis and take control and everything. Like, that's cool, but I hope in the movie that they do give him a bit more depth. And other things, you know, when I was reading the book, like the first challenge where Wade, aka Parcel, as his avatar's name is, you know, his challenge that he's got to beat is to go into the movie War Games and play as Matthew Broderick's character in that. I mean, the entire movie. And I was thinking to myself at the time, this is going to be really hard to film. There were a lot of things in the book that I thought are going to be hard to film. And it's interesting because this is the first time that I've actually read a book before seeing the movie. Normally it's the other way around. And things that we've seen in the trailer, like the big vehicle race, I mean, that's not in the book. All the little character references like Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Harley Quinn, Joker, the Iron Giant, all these things weren't in the book. And I'm really interested to see where they go with this. Because let's face it, it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be not as good as the book, or who knows, it might be better than the book. I mean, this movie is in the capable hands of Steven Spielberg, and I think he's probably the best director to handle this, being that he was largely responsible for so many of the greatest movies from the 80s. I'm also really interested in how they're going to handle the relationship between Parzival and Artemis, the main female character, because in the trailer you see them interacting a lot, whereas in the book, and it's not a big spoiler, but in the book they don't actually meet in the real world till the very, very end of the story, which I actually liked. I really dug that. Because the book does explore a lot of themes of how in the online world it's our personalities that we're interacting with, and, you know, does it really matter what a person looks like or anything like that in order for you to be friends with them or have a relationship with them? So that's another thing that, you know, is drastically changed, but who knows, it might be for the better. The film's script was also co-written by the original author Ernest Cline, so I mean, obviously that's got to have some credit to it. Now, being that this video is designed as a discussion video because I want to talk to like-minded fans of this thing, because I'm pretty sure that my friends in the real world are really getting sick of hearing nothing but Ready Player One these days. Hey, I really like that batch of cookies you made, but have you heard about Ready Player One? Wow, you're getting married? Oh, that's fantastic. Does she like Ready Player One? What's that? Your whole family is dead? Oh my god, that's terrible. Look, here's a copy of Ready Player One. I crack myself up sometimes. So anyway, over to you guys. I want to hear what you guys think. Have you read the book Ready Player One? If not, you need to read it. Like I said, it's not perfect. There are some parts that I thought could have been improved upon, like the entire section on masturbation, which was awkward to read, even more awkward having Will Wheaton telling me all about it. But if you're a fan of the book, and if you're looking forward to the movie, or if you haven't read the book and you're just looking forward to the movie, come on, let's talk about it. Drop me some comments, either here or on Facebook. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.